Brisbane-based developer Tessa Group has just achieved a record $55 million sellout of a boutique townhouse project in Brisbane's inner north. The Orchid at Arana Hills comprised 77 3- and 4-bedroom townhouses and were sold to a mix of owner-occupiers and investors within a single month. Joining us to help understand the strategy for the success is Managing Director Brendan Tutt. Welcome to the Urban Developer, Brendan.
Adam, good to see you, mate. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Now, let's just start with the project. For those that aren't familiar with it, can you describe the Orchid at Arana Hills?
Yeah, so the Orchid project for us was, I guess we were looking for something to be a continuation from our project in Everton Park, Moreton Townhomes, which we finished about 18 months earlier. And so we've been looking pretty far and wide out in the northern corridor for a townhouse project. And after about 2 years of looking for a site, we finally came across one which we thought was a site where we could deliver the sort of project we wanted to deliver and obviously be able to offer to the market something that we thought was pretty special. Not just deliver sort of homogenous style product into the marketplace, but something a little bit different. And the Orchid site was one we thought we could really do that with.
Now, you bought it off another developer, had an approval in place. What attracted you to the existing approval and the existing site?
Yeah, well, it was big, so 2.2 hectares. So it was a site where we knew we could definitely deliver something special. And the developer that we bought off, who's a very, very skilled developer, they had a bit of a strategic change in how they were looking to do things and different projects they were looking to do. And it was just probably right timing. Sort of late last year, we got talking about it. We were able to do the deal with those guys and then buy the site. The idea for us was to, based on the experience of the Moreton Townhomes, look at that, really analyse that and see, well, what went really well there? What were the product mix there that really sold? Where do we attract the best rental yields? What were the things that all the buyers liked? So we started studying the DA that was in place on the project. We were able to then make some minor amendments. What had been achieved already within that DA was quite good. It was a great outcome. We took a couple of learnings that we had from the project we'd already done in that market and went, well, what were those things? Can we transfer them across as a minor amendment, not go back for a sort of full DA process? And we're able to sort of just change the product mix. So where there were fewer 4-bedroom townhouses, we were able to make over half the project 4-bedroom townhouses. But probably another unique thing was from our learnings at Moreton, add a lot more car parking. We added over 100 car parks to the project, which I think has been a big thing and a big thing for the success of the sales.
And so, what about the actual size of the dwelling? It seems like you've gone bigger and better than what was there with the existing price point. I mean, in Arana Hills, price point's probably pretty important. So you no doubt were setting some of the new pricing within that area. How did you sort of approach that?
I think the biggest thing from our point of view, Adam, is going, well, what's quality? What does quality look like? And space for a townhouse, you've got to be up to that circa 200 square metres, what we feel. You've got to create a house alternative. It really is that. We say townhome, it's got to be in that size. Looking at the product there, we knew rentability and also livability that 4 bedrooms were in demand. A mix of 4 bedrooms, but also the 3-bedroom designs, which in a lot of cases are the same size as the 4-bedroom designs, have big areas and areas that can be used for home offices and different things as well. So it was studying that whole mix. We have a very unique insight, I think, in our business that we manage our projects post-completion. And we actually manage them. We look at the rentals, the demographics of who live in each townhouse, who live in each dwelling. So we took some of that knowledge across, and the minor amendment process was quite easy. Working with the Levio architects, just class act, group to work with, and to make those changes wasn't a big thing, but we believe has really propelled the project to where it is and made a bit of a difference for us in able to market it so well.
And so then the market's responded quite positively. You've sold $55 million worth of townhomes within a 1 month period.
Yes.
Brisbane's pretty good at the moment, so it's not alone in its success. But let's just talk about your selling strategy and how you arrived at that.
Well, I think a big thing we've got on board with as a group is, from our building management business through to our developments, is how do we go green? And not just to sort of join a bandwagon and talk green, and you and I know each other quite well, but in different projects we do. the strategy here was, how do we make this a sustainable project? We started to look at different things, and my knowledge of sustainability was, I think, not that deep. And we sort of started getting into it. We engaged an external resource, Ecolateral, into understanding the different things that we could do. We really went down that path very hard, from solar power, EV charging points, the glazing we're using, the paint we're using, the flooring we're using. We then set about, from the actual project amenity point of view, and there's over 1,000 metres of amenity for pool and gym and those sort of things, but what can we do throughout the project? There's now 10 kinds of fruit on the projects: lemon, limes, mandarins, oranges, olives, all different things on the site to make it a sustainable project. And that has been a resounding success. I think, I didn't quite understand or appreciate the market's appetite for that style of project, and over a 4-week period to sell the project out, I think that's a real key indicator to where the market's going. That's both investors and owner occupiers as well.
Yeah, let's talk about the buyer profile then, and if you could talk to some of the price points that you're able to achieve as well. Who were the buyers? How were they sold, and what sort of pricing did you achieve?
So it's a mixture across the project, from local buyers through to investors from interstate, Sydney, Melbourne, where it might be. Price points between $600,000 and $700,000. Importantly, I think we keep our pricing pretty tight. We do firmly believe there's no bad position on the site, and whether it's the highest ridge on the site to the lowest point on the site, we believe what we've designed makes each location on part of the project quite sort of advantageous to that individual lot. The price points for the 4 bedrooms, four car parks are sort of $650 plus. And depending where you were on the site, we sort of went for that $700,000 mark. So it's tight pricing. I think we were market leading in what we designed. Our pricing, where we sit within the project, I think is very appropriate for that market. But also, I think we give credit to an area that's been along sort of Everton Park, Arana Hills, those markets that we develop in. They're strongholds. They're stronghold markets. They're established markets, and the success we've had now it shows you very strongly where the markets are at there.
So what about construction and moving on to the next phase? When does that start and complete?
Well, the great thing about selling it out, your funder gets pretty happy with you. So we're commencing construction next week. So from sort of, from being on from when we started selling the project out to obviously where we are now, we're sort of 6 to 8 weeks we'll be on site. So we're on site next week and commencing civil works. A fair bit of civil works there. So I've got 4.5 months on site. And then our principal builder, Creation Homes, then comes in behind the civil contractor and starts construction. So again, with townhomes, another good thing, 12 to 18 month process, and then the project's complete. So it's a exciting time.
And now many people would have met you through the apartment cycle of the last sort of 4 or 5 years ago. Let's talk about apartments for a minute. When are you ready to move back into sort of apartment development in Brisbane, and sort of what are you looking for in that respect?
We love apartments. I'm a big believer in apartments, and we still own a few on our projects. We're ahead of the build to rent curve ourselves, but where we sit right now, we've always looking for quality projects. I think we came back as a new developer coming back 7-8 years ago in our own right. We went out there and did a lot, and I think what we learned from that was quality is the one thing that will always be in demand. And we would still do every project we've ever done. But I think what our outlook right now is, from a project point of view, an apartment point of view, is find quality sites and just really focus on the areas that we believe people want to live. And I think not just develop for the sake of developing. I think that's probably where we got to that position of we were just doing project after project. And now it's just, if we have to wait some time to find the right site, we will. But also asset class, townhouse or apartment, we'll go into either. And timing wise, I think the apartment market in Brisbane now is going to make a big resurgence. I think you're going to start to see a lot of new projects coming out. We're still going to stay in that market we're in, sort of 30 to 50, dwellings. It's a good market to be in, and we like that very much.
Well, Brendan, we wish you all the very, very best, and good luck with construction, and we await what you do next.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Adam. Nice talking. Thank you.
Thank you.